to some IGT coding and robotics rock camp. It's happening for 2022 yet again. The pilot program would have happened last year in 2021, but check this out for some more information before we go any further.
With the success of their groundbreaking IGT coding and robotics rock camp, IGT now aims to broaden the reach of the program to equip more Caribbean youth with the skills needed to thrive in this new digital age.
Curiosity is behind every invention known to man. Whether those are small inventions or big inventions, I encourage you to keep up your curiosity. It can take you farther than you can imagine.
You saw him there giving us a bit of nuggets of information there, but he's going to join us this morning. Regional Director for IGT Caribbean, Mr. Brandon Hames, joins us via Zoom. Good morning to you, sir.
Hey, good morning.
Welcome to the Now Morning Show. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, before we get into the actual camp, I want to just backtrack a little bit, and I want you to give people a broad overview of what IGT does.
Yeah, so IGT, so thank you for having me on. Thanks for your interest in the Coding and Robotics Rock Camp. IGT as a company, we're a global technology company. So our interest is obviously in creating a sustainable technology industry and a sustainable technology future, which is really what this Coding and Robotics Rock Camp is all about.
All right. Now, for people who may not know, you guys are also heavily involved in a bunch of Caribbean islands, specifically in Trinidad and Tobago. You guys are responsible for doing the lotteries and all of the NLCB stuff that we are accustomed seeing. IGT is the technology behind it, yes?
Yeah, we're a global technology specializes in gaming and lotteries, absolutely. So
definitely.
It's
aside from that, what you've been able to do as well is you've been able to invest in communities. Now, we've been chatting a lot about communities this morning and putting certain technology into communities. Tell me about that initiative where you started these homework centers and upgraded the computer systems, internet ready, all that good stuff. Tell us about that initiative.
Yeah, so this is our long-term signature IGT corporate philanthropic program, which is to partner with nonprofit agencies and work with them on what their needs are in the community. A lot of times it's hardware, it's computers, it's ancillary equipment, it's specialized software for what their students need to help their learning environment. So we really partner with them on what their needs are. We create an after-school advantage center. And right now there's 39 after-school advantage centers throughout the Caribbean. We're working on our 40th this year. But 39 after-school advantage centers throughout the Caribbean in 7 different countries, Trinidad and Tobago obviously being one of them. Yeah. So this initiative in the Coding and Robotics Rock Camp just takes it that next step further.
So I was going to ask, are the two linked? Because I'm wondering if you saw the results of having these after-school advantage programs and then saying, okay, maybe we need to ramp up the level of interest and investment that we have in it.
Yeah, absolutely. Your guests that were just on from Community Impact Initiative just pointed out, COVID has prevented traditional means of bringing community together for a period of time. That's the same in our after-school advantage centers that we have throughout the Caribbean. And what we did is we looked at ourselves and we said, what can we do in this environment? And that's where this virtual Zoom-based program, came into play. So the Coding and Robotics Rock Camp that we're working on is really to kind of bring the community together, bring those Caribbean youth together from all those different countries, and provide them tools of content and learning. And coding robotics wasn't the first starting point of this. In talking with our students and the centers and our team, coding robotics kind of came out to the top, and it was what students wanted to learn. So we've developed a curriculum-based program working with Ms. Nalini Ramsawak-Joda from the University of West Indies and the St. Augustine campus. And she's really developed the curriculum age appropriate for these students to learn these more specialized skills in artificial intelligence, in coding itself.
And Tell me how the pilot program for this went last year, because I know you would have launched it in 2021.
Yeah, better than anticipated, which is what brings us here. It was just overwhelming. It was overwhelming, not just from the interest, but then afterwards as well. We had so many of our other after-school advantage programs who didn't participate in that pilot say, I want to participate. I want to be a part of that. So that's where we are here today, running now 2 camps this summer. One for the students who graduated from last summer, because they said to us at the end, they said, we want to keep learning. We want to learn more. So there's been some specialized assignments, some specialized themes that we've helped to continue to build that curriculum and build up their overall knowledge base with the focus of creating a sustainable Caribbean. Coding and engineering and everything that goes along is just so important to the future.
Most certainly. And I understand that the level 2 part has already started. It started on July 20th, but level 1 is going to begin on August 15th. So tell me, who qualifies to be a part of this coding and robotics rock camp?
Yeah, so we've had over 1,000 students go through our after-school advantage programs, and currently in our after-school advantage program. So we're focusing on all those different nonprofit agencies that are partnered and have those after-school advantage centers throughout the region, and concentrating on the students that have the most interest and have kind of put their hand up and said, I'd like to learn something new. Or have an interest already in coding and robotics and in engineering, in artificial intelligence. And that's where we've kind of started to build this from the ground up.
But is there an age limit?
There's not an age limit. It is focused ages 5 to 18. And the question usually comes, can 5-year-olds, can they learn coding? Can they get to that? The answer is absolutely yes. That's where some of our partners, as I mentioned before, come into play to make the curriculum age appropriate based, so that the projects and the themes and what they're working on, the outcomes of that are very much in tune with what's going to create the best learning environment for them.
And it's basically like them learning a new language. So it's easier to teach them when they're 5 years old than it would be at 50, right?
I think we all have, many of the people have young kids, and you watch them at 5 years old, and you kind of just shake your head and say, how do you know what to push?
Exactly.
And that's exactly what gets tapped into.
Yeah, for sure.
They have it, just exposing them to it.
Exactly. Exposure is key. But what is the cost of being a part of this rock camp, this robotics rock camp?
There's no cost. No cost. That's part of the great initiative of, we've put on, and we want to, continue to build up a sustainable Caribbean. And from a technology company, that means technology. That means learning the skills, learning the know-how, bringing the community together in this Zoom platform with these multiple different countries on it. So the cost is not borne by the students at all, or the centers.
So tell me, how can they register to be a part of it? Because I know, as you said, that magic, where they're free, a lot of people are now way more interested than they would have been before. So tell me, how can they register?
Yeah, so I'm sure, and if not, we'll make it available, a listing of our partnered nonprofit agencies that are part of this, and it's really going through them and their educators and their initiatives. But we're partnered with those agencies, and that's on purpose. That's because those agencies have been pre-qualified as nonprofit agencies, and also, they have the right level of support on a daily basis, because this is not just about coding robotics. This is about everything we do to support those after-school advantage centers on a daily basis throughout the year, and that means educators and that means a staffed nonprofit agency to kind of help with that. But we'll make that list available.
Thank you very much, and we look forward to it. So I want to thank you very much for joining us this morning and sharing, and congratulations. I think that, what you're saying there makes absolutely perfect sense to me. We need to build up our knowledge base so that we're able to move into the future, with strides. So thank you very much for the work that you're doing. Please continue to do it.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. Thanks for the interest.
No problem. Enjoy the rest of your day. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the Regional Director of IGT Caribbean, Mr. Brandon Hames, joining us to chat about the IGT Coding and Robotics Rock Camp. You can be a part of it. It's happening from August 15th to 26th, and it's absolutely free. So go check them out for more information. We take a quick break. We come back with more inside in our morning show. Stay tuned.